much of the physical exercise that is going on today with a lot of men, it has nothing to do with self-mastery, and it's just another vanity metric. Okay, you got all the muscles, but you still out here abusing women. Why do you have all those muscles? Okay, it's because society has conditioned so many men to not understand what it means to be activated and in their aligned Martian energy. So a lot of men have a lot of insecurities around their physical features and the way that they look physically and how big they are and if they're an alpha male or not. And it's like the alpha comes from within. The alpha is in your energy, how well you've mastered yourself, how the war that you've overcome within yourself. Peace and prosperity. Welcome back to Earth's Feminine, and if you're new here, welcome. This is the channel where you can come and learn all about primal feminine energy, the feminine energy that existed pre-colonization, and all of the conditioning around what we now believe it means to be a woman. My name is Asaya Mystic, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about what is healthy masculinity and how to receive healthy masculinity, healthy masculine men in your life as a woman. This topic was a requested video by one of my, I believe, male subscribers. I am happy to share and give you guys a real understanding of what I have come to know as healthy masculine energy. There are a lot of examples of unhealthy masculinity that we have come to adopt as normal behavior on behalf of men. And a lot of these behaviors we have began to adopt as women because we have never really seen healthy examples. And a lot of these aspects of manhood are not healthy. They're actually a product of a man being very deficient and devoid of an accurate understanding and an accurate relationship with the divine feminine, with their heavenly mother. Because we just accept a lot of the things that men do as, oh, this is just what men do. Because we've accepted a lot of these things as normal behavior on behalf of men, women have also come into embodying a lot of unhealthy masculine traits and masculine characteristics. So women and men can both embody this unhealthy masculine behavior. And a lot of it has to do with the way that they are relating and the way that they perceive and understand feminine energy. We can understand and we can see healthy masculinity and the core characteristics of healthy masculinity through the masculine planets within astrology. You all know, if you have been following me for some time, that I am a professional astrologer. I've been studying astrology for well over a decade now. And a lot of the work that I do is centered around astrology. It is centered around my understanding of the planets and the energetics of the cosmos. So there are masculine planets just like there are feminine planets that make up this world, right? The feminine planets would be the Earth, the Moon, Venus, Neptune, okay? And we can even go into some asteroids and things like that. The dominant masculine planets would be the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, all right? Mercury is kind of a little ambiguous, all right? We'll just say Mercury doesn't really know what he is. But He could be he can be male or female. It's the kind of planet that's I would say the gigolo planet. But the sun, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars, they're all very clear masculine planets. So we can understand and derive our sense of masculinity just through understanding the planets. Okay? The sun represents who we are, our character, all right? And if we are living in authenticity with our true selves. Okay? Jupiter has to do with our moral compass, how our faith, all right? If we are living living a way of life that is aligned with the morality of the earth, the morality of love, or if we are just trying to, be an opportunist and get what we can and kind of take what we can from things and go to the next thing, right? So for the sun, all right, the healthy aspect of masculinity is the sun is a man that has a strong sense of self, a man that knows who he is and he's very authentic and he leads from his heart. Okay, the sun, and I've talked about the sun before in previous videos of how the sun relates to narcissistic behavior, right? When the sun, I call it, this is how I describe it, okay? When the sun is disconnected from the earth, okay? Because the sun and the earth have a symbiotic relationship. A lot of people say that the sun and the earth are actually husband and wife in astrology. And the moon is, grandmother moon, and then Saturn is the grandfather. But the sun and the earth have this very symbiotic relationship. We see it in the way that our planet works. The sun gives the earth life to be able to produce life, right? The sun gives the earth energy, right? And creative energy to be able to produce all of this beautiful life that we see and beauty that we see on this planet. So what happens is when a man is in his solar energy, but not connected to the earth or doesn't want to acknowledge the part that earth plays in the creative energy of this world, this is where we start to see a lot of people having or suffering from narcissistic personality disorder or narcissistic behavioral traits, okay? Because not everybody has the full-blown diagnosis, but a lot of men do have the traits. So a man that is balanced in his sun energy, in his solar energy, is going to not come from a place of ego and pride, and he's going to come from a place of love. He's going to know how to be authentic and lead from his heart. That is a healthy masculine man. The unhealthy aspect of it is we're going to see men that are full of ego, are full of pride. They don't want to acknowledge the feminine, and if they are, it's only has to do with his own image, his own look, his own whatever has to do with him. So this is the first aspect of unhealthy and healthy masculinity. And as a woman, okay, you allow yourself to receive this energy by becoming this energy yourself, okay? By becoming this energy yourself and requiring this level of energy exchange from all the people that enter your life, especially the men that enter your life. So if you as a woman are inauthentic, if you as a woman are, you have ego issues, okay? You don't know how to connect to your heart, and you don't know how to allow that symbiotic relationship between the earth and the sun, because as a woman, you represent the earth's energy. When you allow yourself as a woman to be authentic, lead with your heart, lead with purpose, okay? Have purpose in the world that impacts the greater good. This is when you are also able to recognize this trait in other men and choose men that have and embody this energy. Because you see, we're not attracting these men, we're choosing them. You have to make the choice to be an authentic woman. You have to make the choice to live life on purpose. You have to make the choice to lead with love and do things out of love and recognize when you are in your ego, basically embodying those same narcissistic traits that you probably got from all of the men that you were dating who were in their disempowered solar energy or sun energy. So that's the first aspect of being able to see and recognize healthy masculine energy or unhealthy masculine energy. Hey beautifuls, so before we go deeper into this video, I have a quick little self promo and interjection. I want to make sure that you all know I have an upcoming mistress class called I Am Earth. So this mistress class was scheduled back in January, but I have rescheduled it to be at the beginning of the spring equinox. This mistress class is going to be all about re-earthing women into the truth of who they are so that they can live life in alignment with their natural feminine energy. This is going to be unveiling misogynistic beliefs that we have come to adopt about ourselves that has potentially previously created relationship dynamics within our intimate life, within our health, within our finances, that are holding us back from experiencing optimal pleasure in life. So this mistress class is all about reclaiming pleasure as something that is ours to receive, to experience in all of these different areas of health, finance, and relationships. So if you are ready to skyrocket these areas of your life come spring of 2024, then make sure you sign up for the I Am Earth Mistress class. The prices are currently on sale, so make sure you get the discounted price before it goes up. And yeah, we can get right back into the video. We're moving on now because the sun is, the dominant masculine energy of the planet. But the masculine energy that has the most impact here on Earth, I believe, is Jupiter. So Jupiter is the masculine energy that women are able to really trust in and have faith in. So this is where in astrology, a lot of people say Jupiter is your husband or whatever like that. But it's because of these characteristics and the energy influence that Jupiter has here onto the earth, right? It's different than the sun. And we think that the sun will have the biggest impact, but it's actually Jupiter has a bit of a larger impact than the sun because Jupiter's higher self is the earth. Okay, so Jupiter, when we're looking at it, the masculine energy in a healthy sense, this is a man who knows how to have faith in the divine, right? The divine. So again, when I say Jupiter's higher self is the earth, who is Jupiter having faith in? Jupiter is having faith in the laws of the earth, in the path of least resistance, okay? In the path of most allowance, in ease and flow and serenity. That's what the earth represents. So Jupiter, or in this case, the healthy masculine men, or men who embody this healthy masculine energy, they're going to be able to know how to have faith, all right, and what to have faith in. The way of life or the way of living that is most conducive to the direction that is going to basically lead you to, it's almost like the treasure at the end of the rainbow. That's what Jupiter feels like to me. It's like the luck of the Irish, it feels like. But the luck isn't random. Okay, the luck, it doesn't come out of nowhere. The luck comes from this man being in alignment with the divine. So this is a very important aspect or trait in healthy masculine energy, is that this man is living by the things that he believes in. This man is living by the things that he has faith in. It's not just an ideal, like I talked about before in my previous video, and the downfall of Black male leaders. This is actually the masculine energy that a lot of these men ended up, actually I was probably all of it. All of these, the masculine parts that I'm gonna go into, they were not activated in, but this one is really key because, like I said, it has the most impact. So having faith and living by the things that you believe in, okay? And the beliefs that these men have must be in alignment with the earth. Because this is what brings these men spiritual protection. This is what brings these men good luck. This is what brings these men abundance. Living a way of life that honors the feminine, that honors the earth, that is in alignment with the divine. So a man that is not in his healthy Jupiter energy, that is not activated in his healthy Jupiter energy, he's going to be an opportunist. He's going to try and leech onto you. He's going to try to use you. He's going to try and take from women. He's going to try and do the bare minimum, and basically use you to cruise on by in life until he gets to the next best opportunity, right? That's the dark side of the deactivated or not activated Jupiter energy in men. It is basically being an opportunist, and we see this a lot. This is basically the main definition of a dusty in nowadays, is this Jupiter energy of this man who's the opportunist. He doesn't contribute, he doesn't pay any bills, he just wants to leech onto you, he just wants to use you. And even if he does do a little bit of something, he's still requiring you to do more. He's still energetically putting you in a position as a woman to benefit him more than he is actually spiritually guiding you to the place you are supposed to go, which is what a man who is in his healthy Jupiter energy is. Okay, so quick ad. When you're meeting a man with healthy Jupiter energy, this man is also generally going to be very positive. He's going to have very lighthearted, uplifting, positive energy. He's going to be happy. He's going to be a happy man. Men who are in the detriment of Jupiter energy typically are expressing dissatisfaction, or there's like this energy, you can feel this slight energy of just like disgust with something in life, right? And that's because this man is unlucky. This man does not get the better end of the stick in life because of the way that he uses women, and because his morality and his alignment with the divine is disconnected from feminine energy. A man who has healthy Jupiter energy is typically going to be very positive. He's going to be very jovial. He's going to be very optimistic. He's going to be very excited about the future and where he's going in life. A man who's in the detriment of Jupiter is typically, there's just something that he's unhappy about. There's something that he doesn't like. There's something that, he has a grudge, or he has this bad taste in his mouth about, because he's upset that he's basically getting the short end of the stick in most cases. And this is because this man is unlucky. He has bad luck because of the way that he honors and treats women, because his morality and his alignment with the divine has nothing to do with the way that he treats the feminine energy in his life, including his own soul. So this man typically denies himself a lot of things. He denies, and not to say like, you know, opportunities, because he doesn't deny himself opportunities, but he denies himself the soulful experience of honoring the truth within himself. So when you are, as a woman, embodying this Jupiter energy, you want to look at how genuine you are being in the relationships. I want to say how honest and genuine you're being in these relationships, right? Are you behaving in also these kind of like, I just want to use this person way? I see this a lot with women where like they have this fear of being honest about whatever it is that they think, or whatever it is that they want to say, or that they believe in, or like, the honesty is a really big part here. Are you being honest about what you want, where you're going, the path that you see yourself on, with yourself? All right, with yourself first, and then also with the people around you. When you don't know where you're going, right? Because the Jupiter represents the archer. All right, the archer, he points the arrow, he shoots it at the target, and he gets it done. All right, he gets to the destination. You as a woman must know where you are going in life. You must know what direction you are headed in, and you cannot let anybody stray you from that direction, from that path. You must be clear about who you're being guided by, basically, because I said Jupiter is all about living in alignment with the divine. So who are you serving? I said this before in my other video, but before was more so of a question to the men, but who are you serving? Right? Can't serve two masters. Choose where you're going. Choose the direction you're going in. And when you are clear and certain about where you're going, you're going to be you're going to be able to see men that are not going in that same direction as you, that actually may play like they're going in that direction, that same direction as you, but underneath it all, they really just want to use you and take whatever you have to offer them so they can move on to the next best thing. So if you're not clear, if you're not aware of where you're going, then you're going to be susceptible to men like this. This is the energy that you must adopt for you to be in alignment with this healthy masculine energy, so you can be able to receive a man that is also activated in the healthy aspects of this Jupiter energy. So moving on, the next planet that we're going to talk about as it relates to healthy masculine energy is Mars. Okay, so this is actually, I've talked about Mars before. Mars is the planet where this is the planet most people associate with masculine energy. So the unhealthy aspect of Mars energy, when we see it being expressed in men, is going to be the men who think the world basically revolves around them. Okay, this is the kind of behavior that looks like aggression. This is actually the unhealthy behavior centered around Mars has a lot to do with what we clearly identify as abusive behavior from men. So this is the aggressive man. This is the man who doesn't mind, getting physical with you if you are out of his control or not doing what he's telling you to do. This is the man who is going to try to dominate you in every conversation, in, little things. It could be little things, it could be big things. What you're wearing for the day, to where you decide to go, to conversations that you have together. He must be the dominant one, all right? And he must dominate you at all times. And this is what the unhealthy form of the Mars masculine energy looks like, it looks like a man who is wanting dominion and control over you. The unhealthy aspect of this can even go into, rape and taking, from women, because he believes he is, he deserves your body. He deserves, everything that he should have from you. He should just be able to take it. So there's levels to this, but that's ultimately what the unhealthy Mars masculine energy looks like. So we all kind of have a really clear idea of that. And the healthy side of this, right? A man who is in his healthy Mars energy has mastered himself. All right. He has mastered himself as far as his actions go. So when we were in the sun, when we were talking about the solar masculine, that was him coming into his king energy, where he knows who he is, he's authentic to who he is, and he leads with his heart, right? Meaning he's thinking of other people and basing a lot of his decisions and a lot of the things that he does in life, and even how he perceives himself, off of how he treats other people, okay? And how well he serves other people. Okay? The difference between the sun and Mars is more action oriented. So this is a man who has mastered self-control. He's mastered his actions and his behaviors. This is why, the notion that men are supposed to be sexually promiscuous and supposed to be able to do whatever they want sexually, it completely goes against what real and true healthy masculine energy is, because healthy masculine energy is like, he's the master. He's mastered himself. He is. I relate this energy a lot to, the monks in Asia, or, the martial artists. That's a word. And listen to that word, martial artist, Martian, like, right? Martial artist is somebody who has mastered the art of Mars, the art of quote unquote war. But when you understand the meaning of it spiritually, war, you're never actually at war with anyone other than yourself. So in order to be a master of war, you must master yourself. And so this is the man who has mastered himself. This is the man who has mastered his sexuality, his sexual desires. He's become above these things, and he's mastered his instincts, right? These primal instincts to be wild and wreak havoc, basically. This is the man that has mastered this. So this is the man that you can trust to protect you in the aligned ways that a man is meant to protect you. This is the man that you can trust to honor you, right? This is basically like, I definitely warrior energy coming from a man who is in his healthy Martian energy is the man who has mastered himself. He's definitely a warrior, but he's a divine warrior. It's a man that protects you and not destroys you. It's a man that knows that the only thing he really has to protect any woman from is himself. Because a lot of men are out here talking about, doing all these push-ups and making themselves the buffest thing they can be. And honestly, I love a healthy looking man. I love a man that takes care of himself. But I will be honest when I say that much of the physical exercise that is going on today with a lot of men, it has nothing to do with self-mastery, and it's just another vanity metric. Okay, you got all the muscles, but you still out here abusing women. What you got all the muscles for? Like, why do you have all those muscles? Okay, it's because society has conditioned so many men to not understand what it means to be activated and in their aligned Martian energy. So a lot of men have a lot of insecurities around their physical features, and the way that they look physically and how big they are and if they're an alpha male or not. And it's like the alpha comes from within. The alpha is in your energy, how well you've mastered yourself, how the war that you've overcome within yourself. And a lot of times we will see that physically embodied in men through their physical characteristics. So meaning it does typically relate to a man having a healthy physique because Mars represents health. But again, when we're looking at the unhealthy aspects of this Martian energy, this is what we see. We see the abusive man who thinks he's the alpha, and he's just, a predator, rapist. He thinks he can control women. He thinks he can control children, all of these things. So you as a woman, the way that you embody this healthy masculine energy, this healthy Martian energy, is you must also be aware and in unison with yourself. But it looks a little different for women. And the way that it looks different is, and it has a little bit of a relationship to the previous video that I did on how women can align with their activated Venusian energy, right? Instead of being in Venus's detriment, we can be in our healthy Venus energy. It's kind of like the same thing for embodying this healthy aspect of masculinity, because Venus and Mars, they do have a relationship with each other. Venus represents the relationships we have with other people. Mars represents the relationship we have with ourselves. So you need both, right? To be able to relate to other people, you got to have the relationship with yourself. To be able to have a relationship with yourself, you get to see who you are through interacting with other people. So one of the biggest things that I'm going to mention in this video, that is also, I go deeper in on the other video for Venus, is you want to really be aware of the level of integrity that you have when you are interacting with people. So level of integrity, let's just be honest. A lot of women are afraid to have feminine friendships and be friends with women because a lot of women do not honor themselves. They have this, or kind of start to adopt this unhealthy, which comes from this unhealthy Mars masculine energy of, you don't have to respect other women. You don't have to speak highly of other women, right? You lose integrity, right? And you gossip. You, you're petty, you don't take the time to really challenge yourself in the way that you are showing up in the world with other people. So you end up becoming immature, right? And arrested in your development, as like, this is something that I talk so much about in masculine energy, but this is why I said at the beginning of the video, there's so many women that have adopted this masculine energy as normal, as a normal part of behavior, and it's like embedded into their own masculine energy, right? Into their own embodiment of masculine energy. So develop higher senses of integrity. Don't be quick to fight another woman, or put down other women, or criticize other women, right? This is really a lot of pick-me behavior can come in with this Martian energy when it comes to the way that when women embody it, okay? So if you want to attract and choose men that have this healthy energy, I have personally never had that the experience of a man putting his hands on me. However, I did have a lot of friends who were in physically abusive relationships where these men were putting guns up to their head, smashing their face in the ground, like literally, like the stories that they told me was like, for me, I would always reflect on it and be like, how do you get to that point? Okay. And when I went through the abusive and narcissistic relationship that I experienced, I realized that it could have went there, right? It could have went there, but it didn't get to that point because I caught on quick to all of the other examples that this man was showing me, right, of this unhealthy Mars energy. I always made sure that I lived in integrity with who I am as a woman, and that I also had enough respect for myself and other women that I would exit situations real quick. I would check situations real quick. In Why Pick Me Women Should Not Have Children video, I talked about how pick me women are literally like magnets for men who are abusive, physically abusive, emotionally abusive, like all the abusive stuff that comes along with this unhealthy Mars energy. Pick me women are the perfect targets for it because they lack the love that they should have for themselves. They lack the integrity that they should have for when it comes to relating to themselves and other women. You know, these are the women that you will see, you know, looking down on other women, gossiping, you know, being petty. And I don't know, some people might not want to hear it, but this is what creates this energy dynamic. Okay, this is what attracts that situation in. I don't think anybody deserves to be abused. Nobody deserves to be abused. But look at yourself. Look at who you are being. Look at how you are embodying this unhealthy masculine energy. And if you want to, if you're ready to embody the healthy version so you can attract men who are going to protect you instead, and know that the only way that they can protect you is through mastering themselves, then you've also got to be in a state of mind to where you honor yourself to such a degree that you won't gossip about other women. You won't look down on other women. You won't belittle yourself in favor of a man, right? Some of these things require real inner work and real therapy, you know, because you can't really see it in plain sight. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Okay, so the final masculine energy, or way to identify healthy masculine energy and receive healthy masculine energy in your own life as a woman, is through the planet of Saturn. So Saturn is what we know as the grandfather, okay? The one who brings the karma, okay? The one who creates the boundaries and the gateways to be able to access certain things in life. Saturn is the masculine energy that represents, you know, the effort and the commitment, or I would say commitment is a better word. The commitment and the devotion that is required to bring yourself to in order to reap the blessings that you desire. So the grandfather Saturn, he's the overarching masculine energy that keeps all the other masculine energies in check. He keeps us all in check to a degree. But except for the moon, the Saturn and the moon, not exactly, they don't exactly see eye to eye. But so I would say Saturn doesn't exactly rule over the moon. The grandmother. Saturn is the masculine energy that keeps every other energy in check other than the moon. All right. He don't check the grandmother. All right. The grandmother is not who he checks. He checks everybody else, but he don't check grandma. All right. Grandma is the grandma, all right? She's a ruler in and of herself. So, but in every other area, Saturn keeps us all in check and keeps things together. So this is the masculine energy that represents the father, all right? So when we see a man that is expressing the detriment of Saturn, we see a man that is very, very, very afraid of commitment. He's very, very, very afraid of devoting himself to something, to someone, to whatever it is, right? Commitment and devotion is not something that a man who is operating in the detriment of Saturn really is keen to doing. A man who is in the detriment of Saturn will go through any means to get to a specific end. He has no sees no value in doing things the right way, in going about things in the right way. So what is this right way? Well, a man who's expressing Saturn in his balanced energy, right? And the healthy aspects of this masculine energy, he is going to care about the means to the end. He's going to care about the way that he goes about achieving something or creating something. So in other words, this is where we can see masculine energy really on a global, more wider spread level. We definitely see it in the way that we do business. We've just exited out of Pluto, the planet Pluto, being in Capricorn for the past 10 or so years. So this is like a new generation now because we're entering into Pluto in Aquarius. And with Pluto in Capricorn, we got to see all of the corrupt means to an end of society, right? We got to see how businesses and corporations have been doing things in very corrupt ways just so they can make a buck, or just so they can make some money, or just so they can, have a big mansion or whatever like that. So this is unhealthy masculine energy. This is masculine energy that is willing to do corrupt things in order to achieve an end, all right? In order to make the money, in order to have the house or the car or whatever it is that this man is looking to achieve. A man who is embodying healthy Saturn energy, this aspect of healthy masculine energy, he is going to do things the right way. He is going to have a keen sense of the spiritual rules at play, because there are societal rules, right? There are societal laws and legalities at play, which are also important. However, the most important rule to a healthy masculine man in retrospect to Saturn is the spiritual rules, okay? The breaking of spiritual laws, because he understands the karma that will bring into not only his life, but the generations to come, right? His legacy that he leaves behind. Y'all know that saying that what doesn't happen to you ends up being transferred over to your children and your children's children and your children's children. Y'all seen that movie Holes, right? Y'all seen that movie Holes. They basically painted how that looks perfectly, because that man who wanted the power, right? He wanted, whatever her name is in the movie. You guys put her name in the comments, I forgot. He wanted her to not be in love with the black man. He wanted her to be in love with him. So what did he do? He murdered him. He murdered him.
Did I say
Well, I know, but baby, I'm trying to make a point. I'm not saying it in a lighthearted way. Saying it intentionally. He took him out. After that, the lady that he wanted to be with, she was like, "You crazy son of a gun. I don't want to be with you. I want to literally kill everyone who looks just like you because you stole the love of my life." So, woo, like, then what happens, right? So this is like cause and effect, right? The law of cause and effect. So he did that, and then she ended up going on a killing spree of like white men everywhere and stealing all their money and basically just getting rid of them. What ended up happening is him and his family were trying to find all the money that she stole, like her loot, right? They were trying to find all the money that she stole. The karma, all right? The karma that he ended up accruing from doing what he did, taking that young black man's life. What did it end up doing? A lot of people will, I don't even know if they would even recognize this, but if you notice in that movie, the lake dried up. The lake became a desert. That lake used to be bountiful with fruits and veggies and life. That land became a desert. That part of the earth became barren. Don't underestimate the power of energy. Okay? So that happened. Like he said he owned the lake, right? He said he owned everything on that land. That land turned into a desert after he did that to that man. Then, after that, okay, his children and his children's children tried to find the loot, tried to find the loot, tried to find the loot. They never found the loot. And what ended up happening? His children went to prison, okay? For, you know, all of the things that he did, essentially. Because what he did, it wasn't even much so what he did, but it was that energy. It was that energy that he carried, and what he was devoted to was completely out of alignment. So this is a very sacred aspect of masculine energy. This is the paternal, this is the father, this is the grandfather, right? This is the man that honors the grandmother moon, right? The spirituality of life, the spiritual laws at play. So a man who is embodying the healthy energy of this is going to look completely opposite to what I've just described. He's going to look like a man that is very keen and he's very aware to the laws of karma and how nothing goes unseen, nothing goes unnoticed, and you will reap what you sow. So this man will be actively reaping things, actively planting seeds, actively treating people and behaving in ways that are producing not just an abundant life for him and whatever woman that he wants in his life, but an abundant reality for everyone who lives here, for his children and his children's children, for his legacy to come. So this is the healthy aspect of Saturn and the healthy aspect of the masculine energy of Saturn. So as a woman, where are you convincing yourself that you have to, by any means necessary, okay? Where you have to work 10 jobs and slave for the rest of your life, or just put yourself in a position mentally where you have to put yourself through these extreme hardships, right? Kind of transmute this idea that you need to make yourself suffer in order to see the light at the end of the tunnel. All right? And transmute the idea that you need to be working super hard to achieve something to devoting yourself to what it is that you have a skill for, or you have a gift for, or that you just are devoted to, right? It's the thing that you love, right? The thing that you love, that you care so much about, that, you know, years and years down the line, you want to see your daughters embodying the same energy and having these things. This is how you make yourself susceptible to men who have this by any means necessary mindset. It's because you see yourself as a hard worker. You see yourself as, you know, just as capable to be the boss and, you know, show up in all these more masculine ways, when really you should be seated in an energy that can sense when someone is not living in alignment with the spiritual laws. And the only way to be able to even be sensitive enough to do that is if you are devoting your energy to resting, to being in your feminine, to being in your receptive energy. All right. So more, again, this is relative to the explanation I gave for when you are embodying this energy for Mars, right, as a woman, because it's relative to the feminine planet Venus. In the woman's case, she would be embodying the energy of the moon, and she would be connecting more to the energy of the moon, because the moon, as I said, the moon is the only one that can check Saturn. All right. Saturn think he the boss of everybody, but the moon is gonna check him real quick. All right. So you've got to be in touch with that, your lunar feminine energy, your connection to yourself and your spiritual senses as a woman. And now that I'm reflecting on everything that I've shared, there are 3 main feminine planets that came up in relation to all of these masculine planets. And that was the Earth, the Moon, and Venus. So coming into alignment with these energies as a woman will definitely protect you and surround you and allow you to choose men who have a healthier relationship with their masculine energy. That has been my interpretation and understanding of how to know and understand what it means, or what healthy masculine energy really and truly looks like, and how to really purge your mind and soul of all of the distorted aspects of masculine energy that we've come to just accept as normal, enable, or even adopt and take on as natural parts of who we are as women, and really release that and remember what healthy men look like. What does it mean to have a healthy man in your life? These are the ways to identify him, and these are the ways to take on this energy so that you can filter through the men that you attract into your life, so that you can choose the right people, men or women, to be in your life. So, thank you all so much for watching. This was a long one. Shout out to you if you made it to the end and you have taken notes, because this is some powerful, energetic stuff that, honestly, I'm the only one really talking about it, so. But no, this is information that not a lot of people talk about, if ever talk about, or frame it in the way that I have just framed it. Thank you to you for watching this video, and I will see you all in my next video. Peace.